Welcome to this episode where we're deep diving into a pretty innovative financing model and some cool community growth tools.
Absolutely. It's a mix that really redefines how startups and service based founders get support, right?
Right. So, on one side, we have funding as a service, which is kind of a fresh take on bringing capital without the heavy dilution penalty. It's it's like more aligned with the predictable cash flows of as a service models.
Yeah, I get it. Instead of surrendering a significant equity stake, founders can now tap into revenue based financing that corresponds to their monthly recurring revenue, correct?
Exactly. And that
Yeah,
non-dilutive aspect is a game changer because it allows founders to maintain control while accessing the cash flow they need to grow and innovate.
right. Whereas traditional equity rounds often come with the baggage of giving up a big piece of the pie. But isn't there some risk with revenue based financing too?
Well, that's the serum of it. While risks exist, they're quite different. Instead of the equity injection risks and pressure from bank loans, revenue based financing ties repayments directly to the success of recurring revenue, making it arguably more sustainable if managed right.
And this also seems way more predictable for every month's cash flow, right? It's like you know exactly what percentage of revenue they're paying back.
Yes, exactly. It aligns incentives nicely since the repayment scales with business performance. And this can be incredibly attractive for service based startups that rely on consistent recurring revenue streams.
That makes sense. So rather than burdening a startup with fixed debt repayments or overwhelming equity dilution, they get a financing solution that fits naturally with their revenue cycles.
Right. And to add another angle, there are also grant programs and microloan opportunities that target early growth phases. These options can provide smaller amounts of capital to help kickstart or stabilize operations without significant risk.
Yeah, and that's particularly important because not every startup is ready for big, risky financing rounds. Sometimes a little extra cash flow help goes a long way.
Absolutely. It's like having a well balanced diet for your business finances. You get just enough nourishment without overwhelming the system.
I really like that analogy. Now, shifting gears slightly, the podcast also touches on Booster Bridge by Achievemore as a different kind of supporting tool, correct?
Yes, indeed. Boost, Bridge is more than your regular training platform. It's really a dynamic community where professionals can upskill, network, and find the next step in their career journey.
Right, and that's a profound need nowadays with so many industries moving so fast. Professional growth and staying updated become almost a necessity.
Exactly. And what's cool is that Boost to Bridge isn't just about skill training, it's about building lasting connections. It's like, um, you're not only learning new tools, but also sharing insights, leadership strategies, and uh, even sometimes finding mentors among peers.
Yeah, and I love that the platform creates a community that evolves alongside its users. It's not just static learning material, but an ecosystem that adapts to your career path.
Right, and here's something that can be a bit controversial. Some might argue that the traditional in person training and mentorship shouldn't be replaced by online platforms. But
Yeah,
honestly, Boost, Bridge leverages community and technology to blend the best of both worlds.
I can see that though. I still wonder if sometimes the digital space might miss that personal touch compared to direct human interaction.
True, that's a fair point. But the platform appears to compensate by offering interactive sessions, virtual meetups, and forums where you engage in real-time dialogues. It's an evolution of traditional learning, really.
Makes sense. And so, circling back, it feels like both funding as a service and Boost Bridge are part of a broader shift toward more flexible, tailored support systems for startups and professionals alike.
Exactly. And that shift is all about aligning resources to the actual business or professional life cycle. This approach minimizes risk while maximizing growth potential, and it empowers decision makers with more control over their outcomes.
So, it's a win win. Founders get the capital they need in a manageable way, and professionals get the training and connections required to succeed. It's like a comprehensive ecosystem, right?
Exactly. Think of funding as the fuel for business engines, while platforms like Boost, Routes, Bridge act as the navigation system, guiding you through evolving career landscapes.
I like that analogy. It's like It's like having a GPS that recalculates routes in real time when there's road work ahead, ensuring you always remain on track.
Absolutely. And that's a great way of looking at it. With predictable revenue financing, businesses can plan better without that disruptive need for constant fundraising hustle.
Plus, the non dilutive aspect means that entrepreneurs maintain more equity to steer their vision without too many external voices coming in.
Yes, and that's why it's particularly appealing to those who want to build something from the ground up without the pressure of immediate investor returns. It's a more organic growth model.
Organic, but still, it's very calculated and smart. I mean, you've got structured yet flexible mechanisms at play here.
Right. And when you layer on the support from programs like grants and microloans, you're really giving service based founders a robust toolkit to overcome early hurdles.
Indeed, because early stage struggles can be so overwhelming. Having access to a diversified financing mix gives them a sort of cushioning effect.
Exactly. And it all ties back to aligning financial inputs directly with business performance. You get the right tools at the right time without unnecessary trade offs.
Speaking of trade offs, some critics might say that having multiple sources, like revenue based financing and microloans, might complicate the funding strategy. What do you think?
Good point there. It can seem a bit overwhelming, but remember, it's about flexibility. The idea is to mitigate the risk inherent in any single mode of financing. A mixed approach lets founders balance immediate cash flow needs with long term strategic goals.
That makes a lot of sense. Diversifying funding sources is like having a diversified investment portfolio. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Right, exactly. And with platforms like Boost, Bridge supporting professional growth, the overall ecosystem becomes even more resilient. It's a holistic approach to building both personal and business potential.
So, when we look at these innovations, it's clear they're not operating in isolation. They're part of a movement towards smarter, more adaptable support systems for entrepreneurs and professionals alike.
Yes, it's like a seamless integration. Funding that's agile and growth focused, coupled with community based professional development. Together, they create a foundation that's really geared towards sustainable progress.
I love that vision. It's refreshing to see solutions that respect the realities of cash flow and personal development without trying to force everything into a one size fits all model.
Exactly. And while it might not be perfect for every scenario, it certainly offers an alternative to the traditional, sometimes rigid, financing and training frameworks that have dominated for so long.
Right, and it will be interesting to see how these models evolve as more founders and professionals adopt them. I mean, progress is all about iteration, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And as the ecosystem matures, we can expect even more tailored solutions to emerge, addressing niche needs while still benefiting from the scalability of a broader framework.
That's really cool. I'm excited to see where this journey takes the industry, both for startup financing and for professional growth platforms like Boost Charts a Bridge.
Absolutely, it's a journey that's both exhilarating and challenging, but ultimately, it's all about empowering entrepreneurs and professionals to achieve more. And that's what this conversation is all about.